From the power of the Rocky Mountains, I bring you the Prince of Power. It's time! It's time!
It's wrestling podcast.
Time!
Welcome to It's All Pro Wrestling Podcast. My name is Bill.
My name is Doug.
And together we are two men in our 40s talking about professional wrestling, specifically this go around, just two matches that happened in pro wrestling. And Doug's dog is joining us this fine, beautiful morning.
Yes.
So hi, Doug's dogs, Sawyer, dumb dogs, Sawyer.
He is so sad because I took his bone away.
You needed to, though, for the sake of the podcast, for the sake of the video podcast. Even though, I'm going to be screwing up everything as we're going here, and maybe we'll be able to record this appropriately because we tried last night and it didn't work. So we're
maybe it'll work. Maybe
round.
Today's the day, Bill.
Maybe the day is today, and the day today is today, and maybe we will get this together and we will get this working.
Because it's a new day, Bill.
Oh, yes, it is. Yes, it is. Do you think Xavier Woods is a sex pest?
Oh, I don't know about that.
I think he is.
Why do you think it?
So not only does he do there's the whole page thing.
Yeah.
Which, it's a hi Sawyer. It's an 18-year-old girl doing, kind of probably coerced in some way, shape, or form into doing what she did. Maybe, possibly. I don't know. It felt gross. And he was part of that. He does these weird cosplay conventions where it's you just know it just stinks in there. It stinks like your closet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's just, I don't know. There's something that's not hitting me right with Mr. Woods.
Something's always been off with Mr. Woods with you.
I wouldn't say always been off, but the more I think about it, his actions back in the day or throughout the days. Oh, Jesus, there's Marty.
What's up, Marty?
Hi, Marty. Not the dog that was whining and crying, but the other dog.
Who's just nicely sitting here.
Is he whining or is it Sawyer that's whining now?
It's Sawyer that's whining because I put his bone up.
God.
This is going to be real good.
This is going to be a real good podcast. Why are they acting like you've never done this before?
I have no idea.
Jesus Christ.
Last night it was late and they just fucking passed out on the bed and it was fine.
Yeah, they did awesome. So cool.
Usually they're locked out of the room.
Sweet.
Well, Bill, you went into it briefly, but why are we here this fine morning? Coming to you live on video.
Live on video. We're doing wrestling assignments. For those who are new to this, we've been doing it for a while on video, and we've been doing it since almost the beginning of the podcast itself. But Doug and I go give each other two wrestling assignments, one apiece, for us to watch, and then we go over and we talk about it. And sometimes it's interesting, sometimes it's shit, sometimes it's in the middle. Sometimes there's a dog that whines because you gave him rawhides, and that makes dogs aggressive. Was it a rawhide?
No, it's just big giant bone. It's
like a real bone or like a rawhide bone?
I guess more like a rawhide bone.
Yeah, see, they get possessive over those things.
Oh, tell me about it, brother.
Because I remember, I had the sweetest. What happened to you?
Fuck.
Did you just get shocked?
Yeah. That screen went off, and then My earbud shocked me. What the fuck?
Are you? Do you have your shit plugged into like a surge protector, like a grounded surge protector?
I don't know what that was.
Is it the ghost?
It could be. Marty's investigating the surge protector now.
Probably fucking Marty did it. That would be my guess.
Yeah, sometimes the good assignments are great. Sometimes they're horrible on purpose or not on purpose.
This is good television.
All right, you're going to get locked out, dude. Phil, I have a feeling this is going to be good. All right.
That's it. We've had enough of this shit. Doug's dying. He's getting shocked. Oh, now he's beating the dog. I do not advocate beating dogs. I think one of them's still here. Crunchy ass.
Just ran into the door and almost knocked himself out.
The dog's so bad.
Do you hear him whine?
Yeah.
Whimper. Oh, jeez. Cool. Bill, where'd you take me this week?
What do you mean? Wait. Where did I? No, that's not how it works.
That's me.
Yeah, Doug, where did I take you this week?
Oh, well, Bill, you took me back in time to February 2nd, 1987. We went to All Japan Pro Wrestling, WWWA World Title #1 contender match. We had Lioness, Asuka.
Hey, someone knows how to say it.
Nagayo.
Yeah, you knew how to say it, even though last time I could not pronounce Asuka to save my life, and I have no idea why.
It happens.
Yeah, does it though?
Apparently.
Oh, hey, one thing real quick about these. If you want to watch along, that's going to be awesome. It's going to be cool. You're going to enjoy it. We're going to be watching it as we go. But if you just want to watch the match themselves, I also include a link to where you can watch those matches at any point in time and to enjoy it by yourself without Doug or me doing anything about it. Man, that dog's really going to town on that bone.
All right, I'm going to try to figure this out one more time.
No.
Just
go with it. I mean, why can't you just give him the bone outside?
Because then he comes back. He'll bring it back into the.
Can you shut the door with the bone?
Out of the room?
Out of the room.
Well, that's what I did. Then they both scratched to come back in.
Okay.
I can try it one more time. Okay. I'll be back. You, ladies and gentlemen, watch the intro to this great match.
So we got Lioness, Asuka in black and blue/gold, and Chigusa, Nagayo in red and black. And this is how it starts. They just start kicking the shit out of each other. I'd like to tell you more about what each, Jesus Christ, what's happening as far as, the story and stuff like that. But that's kind of what Doug's here for. But, his fucking dogs just kind of ruin everything. Not Marty. Marty's a good dog. The other one, Sawyer, horrible name, horrible character on Lost. Doug didn't even know what Lost was. He had no idea what Lost is. He just started I'll name the dog Sawyer. I don't even know if he named it after Tom Sawyer, honestly. Here's where we're at. We are watching two of the best women's wrestlers at the time go at it and go at it hard. Doug, why did you name Jesus Christ, he's back.
Yeah. So good. He's chill now.
How is he going to be chill now?
Because he doesn't have his bone. He just has his blanket.
Okay. He's not gonna like throw the blanket on you and try to electrocute you or anything like that.
I mean, anything can happen, Bill.
Anything can happen in it's all pro wrestling world of Warcraft.
All right, Bill. Before we start, did you know anything about these two before we started?
Jesus.
What the fuck is that?
It was
You get
my
electrocuted?
AirPod. No, it was my AirPod case. It's far better than whatever's happening on your end. To answer your question, not a ton. Main reason why I gave you this match was because their story, both Asuka and Nagayo's story, was told somewhat with that Netflix series, the Queens of Villains, the Queen of Villains, the Dump Matsumoto story. That it's fictionalized. It's not a documentary or anything like that, but it's still kind of like historical fiction of sorts. And I knew a little bit about the tag team that both these women were in, Crush Gals. However, I didn't know much. I knew that they were in it. I knew that before the time of Bull Nakano, before the time of Aja Kong, before the time of Mayumi Toyota, these were two, if not three, of the most important wrestlers in women's wrestling at the time. So that's kind of all I knew, honestly, going into the match, going into everything, going into before even the Queen of the Villains, which I said it last episode, but people need to watch it. You need to watch it.
Yeah.
It's
sure.
actually, you could probably watch it with your 27-year-old daughter pretty easily. It's a good story. It's well done. It's just well done. So I would recommend it. But anyway, going into it, that's what I knew.
Good things.
Nothing of good things?
Nothing but good things.
There we go.
That's words.
That's
correctly.
the ticket. But yeah, that's pretty much
the
it.
Crush Gals before or after this, or both?
Both. This is
okay.
I do not quote me on this, but this might be the first time they ever went against each other when they were both Crush Gals.
Okay.
So as they were both trainees, or what we would call them, young boys, but obviously I don't know if there's a term for them in women's wrestling, Japanese women's wrestling. They wrestled each other all the time, but they eventually had a match together, decided that, then this is all going off of Queen of Villains. So how much of it's true, I don't know. I don't know everything about wrestling. But according to the story that was presented to me, they had a match where they kicked the shit out of each other. They went out like the beginning of this match where they're just literally kicking the living shit out of each other. And it was something that the style hasn't been brought forth yet. And it got them over, brother. And they went ahead and just started going nuts, and they became popular because of their style. And they were both, cute enough to do all the hyper face things that Japanese women do. Jesus Christ.
Just kicking the shit out of each other.
God. And so then they became this tag team powerhouse, and then it helped that Dump became a huge villain and just kind of increased their prowess and who they were. So, but yeah, I mean, again, this is what I'm getting from Queen of the Villains. Someone who definitely has better knowledge than me is going to call everything I just said bullshit. So that's all I got.
Well, Bill, this match was fucking fantastic. I absolutely loved everything about it. I mean, as you can see so far, it's just so many different styles. definitely like the strong style, just kicking the shit out of each other, going into all these, I wouldn't say crazy holds, but like for me, it feels like an 87 women's wrestling, like pretty innovative. Nothing over the top, but like
Well, it's
very well
wrestling.
executed.
It's
Yeah, I mean, they're
wrestling
just
holds. Like it's like real wrestling holds. It's not just we're gonna Randy Orton side headlock you for a rest hold. No, what we're gonna do
Yeah,
is we're gonna put on some kind of, well, like for instance, that was a version of a chicken wing of sorts, and that's going to be our rest hold.
yeah.
We're going to make it look like we're struggling. We're going to make it look like we're doing a bunch of cool shit with it. We're going to do double leg takedowns. We're going to go into Boston crabs because Boston crabs are apparently the most dangerous thing on earth. That and
A
sharpshooters.
lot of sharpshooters, a lot of Boston crabs, variations of leg locks,
I think there was a figure
figure
four. Yeah.
fours, and then once we get going, it just turns into just tons of big moves. Like not over the top big moves, but awesome suplexes with amazing bridges, a lot of big cross bodies, diving, and their stamina is what really impressed me. Like as it kept going, like they just went faster and harder
Yeah.
and just kept that up the whole time. They didn't like break. They didn't do your braking to slow it down. They just fucking kept going at it.
No, they're pure athletes. I mean, they are doing everything at an insane rate of speed. That's a rest hold, right? For the most part,
But
that's
then
like,
they're trying to turn it into something else, not
yeah,
just
they're not just
let's
sitting on it.
sit in a minute. We're transitioning to the next move.
Mm-hmm.
I assumed you enjoyed this match as well.
Oh, I fucking loved it. As you were talking about this, and when we tried recording last night, it was the same thing. As you were talking about, like the grappling, the in ring technique, then going into essentially what would be considered like the shine or whatever the fuck they call it, where it's just big high spots after high spots after high spots. Those high spots, back in this day it was a drop kick. It was a pile driver. It was, something very basic where, well, not basic, but compared to what the high spots are now, where it's Ricochet doing 14 jumps and then waiting for someone to get underneath them and then doing that last jump. It was just constant high spots for the time and the era over and over again. But actually what this reminded me of a lot, and this comes as pretty high praise, Okada Kenny matches.
I was thinking the same thing.
Like,
Especially in that last quarter of the match where they just pick it up and the endurance stays there and they just continue the big moves and both of them just keep delivering.
yeah.
That looks
And
painful as fuck.
that looks fucking cool. Like everything about their moves were either like extremely clean looking, or it was like they had it looked kind of like a snapmare suplex of some sort, but it looks like they were really throwing each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is shit that I fucking like. Like this might be one of those where like that's a good Brett. That's almost a Brett fucking vertical suplex where
Yeah.
you kind of roll out as you throw down. But like their throw is everything like that. Like some of it is not the prettiest looking thing, but it looks like, well, this is what should happen if I actually try to throw someone.
Right.
You know, it
Then a
looks,
lot of those suplexes where they're bridging, like they're just landing on the back of their neck, already arched up, and it's just keep hitting that. And the thing
yeah,
as I was trying to say last night as a recording, like it feels like every wrestler from the '90s and even now has seen this match and makes like how many signature moves from people have we seen? that are in this match?
In all honesty, I think the person that I like that comes to mind like automatically whose style this comes from is Sean Waltman. And it's the like 1-2-3 Kid, X-Pac. Like if you actually watch like the old Lightning Kid or 1-2-3 Kid videos from like when he was early 90s or when he went to Japan or when he was doing AWA stuff with like Jerry Lynn, like this is his style. The high kicks, the spin heel kicks,
The spinning kicks.
yeah, the martial art first strike kind of idea, but then just quick speed, allowing some selling, but not allowing a lot of selling. Like it's just one of those things where I see so much when I was watching this, I just was like, I see a Kenny Okada style of match, but the actual wrestling style itself is literally just it's Sean Waltman.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean that in the best way humanly possible.
Right.
Or
the best.
Good.
The best of Sean Waltman.
Yeah, there it is. That's
yeah.
the standing spin heel kick. Then you go into a tiger. Oh no, we don't do a tiger suplex in this time?
You get it eventually, but
yeah. There it is.
And then, like you said last night, a lot of it is also similar to those like Ring of Honor mid 2000 Danielson matches where it's just
and that's
technique.
Yeah, everything is clean, everything is technical, everything looks real. Like that's about what I was going to say. I was like, I see a lot of 1-2-3 Kid as far as the speed is concerned, but this is a Danielson match. There's so many things that can take away from the style, maybe specifically this match, but like the Crush Gals started some shit.
Yeah.
Because 87, you have All Japan Men, which was essentially just fucking Stan Hansen going in and just doing slugfests and a little bit of the King's Road style matches, but everything is just pure strikes, right? Like it's just heavy strikes, and then we're going to hit a suplex, maybe. But this style, on top of like, the emergence of Tozawa's kicks, really kind of started changing and really shaped what a great bridge. Asuka can bridge.
I ain't never seen this out of women's wrestling before.
I miss this style.
Like, yeah, like this. Like I don't feel like I saw anything near this until maybe way later on in like I don't know, the early NXT days when the women started emerging.
Yeah, which was just essentially which was the 4 horsewomen watching these matches. Yeah. Or watching Ring of Honor when Manami Toyota would come over. Because I mean, watching all Joshi that they can. Because there was fucking women's wrestling in the United States was jack shit. I mean, I know before NXT kind of started doing their thing. I know there was, some wrestlers like Gail Kim, not Aja Kong. Can't think of her name all of a sudden.
Awesome Kong?
Awesome Kong, thank you. Who were trying to get this stuff over, but in TNA, because the Knockouts division actually did have some wrestlers, but then again, they also had some of the worst fucking female wrestlers, the ones that were rejected by WWE for not being good enough, which at the time says a ton.
Right.
And then you had the emergence of Shimmer and stuff like that kind of came out of this, but women's wrestling really wasn't that good. I don't know. Maybe it's because we don't watch WWE anymore. but getting this style of a match in AEW doesn't exist. It can. They have a few women that can do this. I think Mariah May, Tony Storm can definitely do something like this. I think Athena could do something like this.
I think Serena Deeb definitely has the ability.
She could, but I feel like she's fallen off since she came back with from that big old injury from ages ago.
It's like they just kind of throw her in. To me, it feels like meaningless spots when you want your champion to go against someone good.
Yeah, I think Emi Sakura could still do some of this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Sheeta could. I've never seen
Sheeta has the striking.
mat wrestle. Yeah, but I've never seen her mat wrestle before.
Maybe Riho?
Riho could. Riho definitely could, but she's injured right now.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. It's just from what we.
Oh,
obviously we've seen
Mercedes
stuff through
can too. Obviously,
we've seen stuff through through the assignments, but in real time, in '87 or the '90s, there just wasn't a style like this until you started watching, Bret Hart and stuff like that. So it's just crazy to think this was '87.
Well, and even Bret wasn't doing this,
right?
Like he would do a version of this, sure, but he wasn't doing this.
Like in his best matches, some of this stuff was getting done, but it wasn't like this.
No, but actually, it'd be interesting to see. And I'm sure I don't know if Cage Match has this or not. I'm sure they probably do. But looking at the list of Uncle Dave matches by the year, star ratings, and then also looking at the Cage Match by the year, like ratings for the match, like highest rated matches of 1987, for instance, like this would be. Yeah, I just think it would be something to kind of look at, maybe do like a year by year thing, maybe down the road.
No, you said this was a 5-star match.
Yeah, Uncle Dave gave this one a 5.
And at the time, that was top. That was top of the line.
Oh yeah. Well, no, he broke the 5-star rating. I don't remember when, but I think we might have even watched it. It might have been the Kobashi Misawa match.
But that was later on.
But it wasn't. It was like 94 or something like that. Like, I mean, it was later on. Yes, it was 7 years later than this. But yeah, it's still there. And now fucking Dave's breaking it for everything. I think he gave Wrestle Dream something just like the triple threat match or the 3-way match with Takeshita, Ricochet, and Ospreay. I think he gave it like 5.5 or something like that. And it wasn't. It was good, but it wasn't 5.5 good.
Yeah.
He loves, like, I think Ospreay has the most 5-star matches out of anyone now.
I think so too.
I like Ospreay. I'm not an anti-Ospreay guy, but I don't think he deserves more 5-star matches than Danielson or Misawa or Kobashi or Kenny Omega or
I think when AEW started and Kenny came over, Ospreay was kind of Ospreay and Okada were kind of the last kind of big names that fit his style of what he rated super high.
Mhm.
So Osprey just kept getting those. I'm not trying to discredit Osprey, but like
No.
if you look at it, New Japan matches probably have had more of the higher ratings out of Dave.
I would say New Japan probably has the highest overall ratings per thing.
I mean, but for a while it was that or WWE matches. So
Well, or you had Noah, you had Ring of Honor, you had,
yeah,
you know,
but say,
you
mid 2000s, like
yeah.
you had those other stuff, but
Because I mean, you got to remember, like Masawa versus everyone was Noah. You know, so you had all those. You had Shimmer popped up sometime, not Shimmer. Stardom popped up at some time as far as, but Dave hates women. Like I would venture to say that once again we got to kind of look into it, but Dave, there's an X-Pac move.
Yeah.
I love that move. I really do. Like it's one of those that just makes sense.
Booker T made it one of his signatures, didn't he?
No, I don't
Or is his
remember.
just a
He's too
stand-in?
big to do that. Booker T's like 6'8". Oh, here's
I
your
swear he had
tombstone.
a big kick.
He had one kick where he would do like an axe kick, where like he would like
He had
hit
the axe
someone, the
kick.
person would kind of bend over there, and then he would like go off the ropes, come back, and do like a kick.
Mhm.
I mean, maybe he was doing the spin heel, but like he's a monster. Like that dude is huge, and for him to be doing that would just not make a ton of sense. I think, but I don't know. I don't remember.
Ooh.
I'm not a Booker T aficionado. That's Sammy Guevara.
The only confusing part of this match was later on when it just kind of stopped. But I think that was more of a language barrier for us. We didn't.
It was 100%
Yeah.
a language barrier. Where it's just like, I mean, I knew what was happening. Like they were just going to call it a draw. I think the idea was they were calling it a great bridge.
Yeah.
They were just calling
A
it a
time
draw.
limit draw.
Yeah, and then they're like, but there has to be a winner. And
So they gave it 5 or 10 more minutes and then
yeah,
gave it a draw again.
yeah, exactly. Well, and then no, they decided that Asuka won. I think they just did it like on a referee's decision.
Yeah.
Is your dog jerking off in the background?
It sounded like it.
From my angle. Oh Jesus! God damn! Go away! You suck so bad. I'm just jerking off. You want to taste it? Sicko.
Oh, he walked away ashamed.
Good.
Oh, he's back. You like that?
God.
So overall, I would say this is definitely
Would you say it's a 5-star classic?
5-star classic. I mean, it's definitely one of the best women's matches we've ever watched.
I think this is this was the first time limit. I would say it's one of the best women's matches that we've watched too. Like I want to watch more of both of them.
For sure.
Both these young ladies, Doug.
I'd like to see the tag team, and I'd like to kind of see what they can do with other people as well.
Yeah. No, I'm the same way. Like initially what I was going to give you was Dump Masamoto's most highly rated on cage match, and that was against Asuka.
Okay.
So that
Lioness
was
Asuka for all you WWE heads.
Yes, not
getting confused.
Not Asuka. Sorry, Doug. Didn't mean to confuse you. Or the dumb WWE fans. Which
the what?
WWE fans. So, Doug, where did you take me?
I am re-pulling it up, Bill. Since it was spooky season, I took you to Halloween Havoc, and
You
I let
idiot!
you
I'm the
have
one
your
that I'm
choice
the
of
one
the
that's
year.
supposed to do this part.
Oh yeah, Bill, where did I take you? My bad.
Because you didn't have anything picked out right away, Doug. In constant, usual Doug fashion, you
Well,
took
it
me.
was on purpose.
Well, was it?
Yeah, I was going to take you to a Halloween Havoc.
And then I got to pick the Halloween Havoc, and then I got to pick the match.
Well, I was going to pick the match, but you got super excited, and then I looked at the card. I'm like, oh, I know what match you're super excited for.
So Doug, you took me to October 24th, 1993 to New Orleans, Louisiana at what is now known as the Uno Arena, I believe it is. They're right on the University of New Orleans. I think it's New Orleans Lafayette, maybe. Arena right on Lake Pontchartrain. It's a beautiful arena. I actually got to see the arena from the outside when I was eating a bunch of pork and drinking a bunch of High Lives when I was in New Orleans.
Hell yeah.
And listening to really, really bad white person music. Like music that would make Rory be like, oh, this is just the best. Like it's
love you, Rory.
Love you, Rory. He doesn't watch this. What the fuck do you? Why are you trying to cover for me?
He doesn't even have internet.
I know, but he has a phone and he still doesn't watch this shit. But anyway, he yeah, beautiful arena, and we had WCW Halloween Havoc 1993. Overall, really good fucking pay-per-view. I would recommend finding the pay-per-view, the whole thing, any way you can, and watching it because it has the best opening from any pay-per-view ever with Shivani, the Demon, best acting job Shivani's ever done. Just
the best work of Tony Schiavone's life right there.
It really is. And that does say a lot because we love ourselves some Tony Schiavone in this house. In this house,
that intro is just pure magic.
It's awesome. You're 100% right. And then we had at the main event, we had Spin the Wheel, Make a Deal, which is something they tried instituting either in 91 or 92 and then kept up with it until maybe this might be the last one for Halloween Havoc. And this was a Texas death match between the world heavyweight champion, Big Van Vader, and Cactus Asuka.
Real quick, did you end up watching the whole thing again?
Watching the whole pay-per-view?
Yeah.
Yeah, I put it on a couple days ago just to put on in the background, and I watched the majority of it. Why?
I just wondering. I watched the first three, and then I had to skip to the end.
Skip to the loo, my darling.
What I liked in the first match, what they didn't know. What I wasn't aware that at the moment Harlem Heat, it wasn't Booker T and Stevie Ray. They didn't say any of their names. It was Cole and Kane.
What?
Yeah, I was really confused because like they wouldn't say their name. It was just every time someone was in, it was just, oh, Harlem Heat, and then I kind of was hearing some weird names, and then I kind of picked up every once in a while they would say Cole or Kane. So it must have been in their early on days. That's what they went by. I don't know when they went to Booker T and Stevie Ray, but
I completely missed that 100%. Because I knew that that they didn't say either one of their names, and I thought that was just racism.
Like, do they not fucking know? Like, what is going on?
They don't know which one is which, even though Booker T Stevie Ray had different style pants on than Booker T. He had half of his ass was red, the other half was black.
I just thought Jesse Ventura was on some shit, and
Ventura sucks. That whole pay-per-view, Ventura is so bad and so off on it.
Like, he was sort of fun, but like he was awful. Like, he was just giving Shivani shit because there was some weird chemistry going on. Like, Shivani was quiet and Ventura would just start fucking ripping into him. Well, I guess I'll just call the whole thing if you're not going to say anything.
Yeah, I don't know. Ventura, they weren't a good tandem. Like, in 92 is Ventura and Jim Ross, I think it is. And Ross just talked the entire time, and Ventura would try to get some things in, but he couldn't do much. And yeah, I don't know, man. It could have been better. One thing though, during that Harlem Heat Shockmaster match, did you hear the "Don't call him Uncle Fred"?
I did.
Which
I was like, what?
What? I thought
That's
this was
our thing.
That was our joke that we got from a fucking Cody Rhodes and thing.
I don't even remember. Was it a Being the Elite or was?
No, I think it was Art of Wrestling.
Okay,
maybe Uncle Fred.
Yeah,
I think I could be wrong on that, but anyway,
awesome.
Yeah, the pay-per-view.
And then Lord Steven Regal and Davey Boy Smith was actually fucking really good.
Davey Boy can fucking go.
Yeah, I always every time when we watched him, like, he always can go, and it's surprising because you just in your mind you just remember the pure power, but
no, yeah, everyone remembers 1998, like 1997, 98, fucking roided out to the gills, fucking Davey Boy who just did a power slam and a clothesline, instead of like, no, I'm trained in not only catch as catch can, World of Sports style, but also trained by fucking Stu Hart. And,
yeah.
Like, I can fucking wrestle with pretty much anyone. But yeah, no, that's a great match. There's the Austin and no, it's not Austin and Steamboat.
Steamboat was Paul Orndorff, and then it was
was solid.
Dustin Rhodes.
Dustin Rhodes and fucking Austin, they put on good fucking matches. I've never seen a bad match between those two in any iteration like that Dustin's in.
Mm-hmm.
What else was there? Tag team championship match was really good with your boy Too Cold and your boy Buff against the Nasties. Nasties in WCW in early 90s were fucking good.
Right.
Like, I hate the Nasty Boys with a passion, but they were fucking good in WCW back in the day.
Yeah,
WWF, no, they sucked. But WCW, they were awesome. Like, they really gave a shit. It was weird. And then what else?
Made relevant.
Yeah, what else was
there?
We
had Sting and Sid Vicious, and then
that was okay.
Rick Rude and Ric Flair.
And I didn't watch the Flair Rude match. I was really busy working on something else at the time, and so I didn't watch that. And I don't really even remember it, but I'm sure it was fine. I mean, it's Rude and Flair.
Yeah, in '93. So
in '93, yeah, with Flair just coming back from fucking WWE. So, with a tear in my eyes.
So anyway, sorry to veer off from the main event, Bill, which was our assignment.
It was our assignment. That is correct. And what was the assignment again?
It was Vader, the champion, even though he never brought out his belt at any time we saw him.
Yeah.
Even though,
by the way,
I don't know if it was because
that sign that was just up there, that was a kick-ass sign. That was someone just super fanning it up, just being like, I got the WCW magazine. I'm going to cut it out, and they're going to get it on TV. And Cactus Jack's going to marry me.
Hell yeah. And then, yeah, he never had his title. I guess during the start of the match, they said, like, this wasn't for the title, so maybe that's why he didn't bring it out.
Maybe they lost the title. And
That's all I can think of.
I don't understand why it's not for the title either. Like, in the end, like, it doesn't matter if it was or not.
Right.
Fucking Leroy. Jesus Christ. Leon gets pissed at his mask right away, gets rid of that thing.
Just rips it off.
Yeah. Gets knocked off to the side for a second. Big, beautiful Mick with his big, beautiful ant hair.
His ant hair.
His hair looks like if you had an ant in the early 90s. Like everyone had an ant that had this haircut. Like just out of control. She smelled like peach schnapps. Your uncle was motherfucker breaks a camera over fucking Vader's head.
A fan's camera, yeah.
And it's like this. It was like a stunt granny, like. But she was not part of the show.
No. The
fucking Mick's an asshole. That motherfucker. He didn't hit. He hit him. He didn't hit him just with the fucking bottom of the chair. He hit him on like with the edge of the fucking back. Like this was like how chair shots shouldn't be like thrown. Later on, you'll see fucking Vader like peg Mick with like all four fucking legs of the chair, like into his head and into his neck.
Fuck you.
Like this was the art of fucking throwing chair shots and everything had not been perfected yet.
So they talk about the story of this match.
Yeah.
Was this when Cactus Jack left with a concussion? Is this when he goes into the
yes,
Lost in Cleveland to the promos?
Yes, where
he returns,
he's sea captain or whatever he was.
Yeah.
Yeah, so but that happened like back in March or something like that. So I don't really know. Like this, obviously, you're looking at 6 months difference. I don't know why they decided to do this, other than to.
Well, it sounds like he was returning. I don't know if it was an injury, and so they put the angle of he's
finally coming back
because he had a concussion and he lost his memory, and he was just off being the captain and.
See, I thought he would have been Jesus. Fucking
like, suplex right onto the.
Let's give Mick some credit on that one, because fucking Stinky Leon did not fucking help out at all on that.
No, that was just pure Mick.
That was like Mick is always like watching this match to me was watch how strong Foley is, because Vader's not shit canning him or fucking sandbagging him or anything like that, but he's also not jumping and giving him all the help in the world either.
Right.
And it's just Mick just being like, no, I'm picking you up, you fucker. Like, and is Mick taller? Oh, right at the nuts. Good old Harley. Okay, we protected ourselves on that one. But like, is Mick bigger than fucking Vader?
Taller? He might be.
He might be. I always assumed like Vader was like a 6'5" to 6'6" kind of guy.
How big is he? Let's see.
Mick's like 6'3", 6'4".
Is he?
Yeah. Which puts him at like my tallest. He's considerably shorter now. I can't imagine why. But
it's It's saying here Vader was billed at 6'5", 450.
Okay, now look up what Mick's supposed to be.
Mick is supposed to be. They just don't say it. What the fuck?
I always
There
remember
it is.
him
6'2", 287.
6'2". But if you look at this, like Mick looks like he's about an inch taller than fucking Vader, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got to keep up the appearance and everything like that. Vader needs to be built, but I always thought Vader was bigger than Mick. But Stinky Leon, no. So does this mean that Mick is one of the greatest big man wrestlers of all time? Because Mick was always pushing like 300 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's just the way he was. That was a fucking hell of a clothesline, too. Fucking Vader went down hard. By the way, the rules on this. Let's talk about the rules.
Yeah, the fucking rules. Like, okay, so
This
it shows the rules
goddamn
in the
fucking
beginning.
goddamn fucking dusty rules. Doesn't make any fucking sense.
Okay, I can't have 12 cages. Well, okay, we're gonna make these rules. No falls.
But there is a
Or
fall.
Falls don't count.
But falls do count.
But then after
A fall.
the first rule was no disqualifications. And then it was falls don't count. Number 3 was 30-second rest period after a fall.
Yeah.
So if falls don't count, why are we pinning?
It's a 30-second rest period and then a 10-second count off.
Yeah.
So you have essentially 43 seconds to gain your wits.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Dusty was the king of Texas death matches. Like him, the Funks, they kind of made their names around us, right? I don't know if there has ever been a more convoluted way to do a Texas death match. It should be just a 10 count. That's all it should be.
Are they both just gassed and we're just trying to give them some extra time to drag out the end of this pay-per-view? Like,
no.
I don't know.
Does Mick look gassed at all?
No, neither of them. I mean,
Vader doesn't look gassed. I mean, considering how, like, we've seen Vader get gassed before.
He doesn't look gassed. He just looks like, if you haven't seen a Vader match, maybe you think he's gassed, but it's just kind of how he gets halfway to 3/4 of the match. It's kind of him selling. Like, it's not.
Yeah.
We saw him gassed in some of those late 90, early 2000 matches where we watched him.
Yeah, but that says his like heart has grown like 4 sizes too big.
Yeah.
Like he
exactly.
he grinched it. Just because he's just not supposed to be able to be that way.
I think that was the one negative from this match, was the weird rules and falls don't count, but
they do count.
Penning, and
it should be a Texas death match. In my opinion, should just be it should be a knockout count, right? Just give them a 10 count.
To me,
or it should be just falls. One of the two.
Right. And then if you're doing it the way they're doing it, you're thinking it's going to end with a pin and then not being able to get up, but then it ends with just a simple 10 count, which they never tried to do any other time except for the end.
Which didn't make any sense either, because they're like, Vader got up first, so he wins. Which,
even though Foley was up and then fell back down. We jumped ahead a little, but still. It's
such a WC. Like, this match was not perfect. It's not a perfect match. There's some weird shit that happens. The ending is always one of them. There were some weird little screw ups like that Foley does. Like, actually, I think we might be coming up to one of them here shortly. Mm-hmm. This is awesome. I need Mick doing more sunset bombs. Like, just fucking. He's just. It would have been cool if fucking he took the Vader bomb, just right. Like that. But like then, yeah, because coming up you'll see Foley do another fucking fucking sunset bomb that goes just absolute dog shit. Here's Mick lifting fucking Leon again.
Have we hit the weird back thud yet?
Which back thud?
I don't know. Mick does something and he
that.
There's that. Then I think he does another one
fucking
kind of inside the barricade where you just fucking hear it.
Tope con Helio and fucking Foley. Like he got zero air. That man is so fucking lead-assed.
Maybe this is what I was thinking.
Oh, Vader's out amongst the people.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
I didn't know what to expect from this match because I think we've seen.
Oh, this is how you not do a chair shot again. Jesus.
It's folded out. It's not the type of chair you should even be using.
It's not. It's like nothing about that was right. Nothing about it. I'm just going to throw all four legs into the back of your head.
But at this point, like, I don't know if Foley ever did care, but Foley fucking took anything and everything. But
well, and the thing is too is that these guys were actually really good friends. Like,
were they?
Yeah, when they traveled to. Well, I don't know if they traveled together in WCW necessarily, because Vader traveled with Harley. But Mick traveled with Vader exclusively during their WWF days. Like they were just the travel buddies, and they were like Mick says some of the best thing. I mean, everyone says good things about Vader, like other than fucking Shawn Michaels, and hence the reason why Shawn Michaels fucking sucks.
Piece of shit,
fucker. Goddamn piece of shit, fucking girly boy motherfucker. Like everyone has the best things to say about him, like other than he stinks because he just never washed his fucking gear, and he would potato you every now and then, but he would also be like, I'm sorry, and then he would allow you to get him back, you know.
Yeah, with zero expectations and seeing a few letdowns of a WCW street fight, I didn't have high expectations.
You didn't have high expectations for fucking Mick Foley in a street fight?
Well, I knew it would be good, but like I didn't have expectations for a WCW.
Watch.
Oh yeah, this is fucking brutal.
Oh. So
not only is it a big drop, but Vader's full weight goes on him.
Yeah. So if I remember correctly, according to Mick's first book, before Hell in the Cell, that was the most painful thing in his entire life.
Really?
Yeah. Was that spot right there, was Vader landing full force onto him. And by the way, no one takes fucking side headshots better than fucking Foley. That was just art. Like, I don't even know if I'm wondering if it even connects when he does that whole flail to the side thing.
Yeah. Overall, I think this week was one of our better assignments as far as having two matches that we both really enjoy.
Yeah.
That are both good and fun.
But it's our fucking, but you think about it, it's Vader, it's Vader and Mick, who no one's ever going to say shit about. And then it's good Japanese fucking strong style, King's Road, good Joshi, whatever you want to call it, style as well.
No, it's definitely our taste. I don't know how other people feel about it, but
if you truly like wrestling, you like both of these styles. Like that's just my humble opinion on it. Because like how could you not? It's some of the dumbest shit out there as far as these guys beating the shit out of each other. It's some of the most intense actual fighting that you get for like 30 minutes with, the previous match with the young ladies.
And what I also appreciate about it is, yes, it's a street fight, but they're still wrestling, but with wrestling that makes sense.
Yeah.
You still got your suplexes and your DDTs, but it's all like brutal and part of like hurting each other. See, Mick was up, but
yeah, Mick was up, but the referee's back was turned, and then Harley hit him with the taser. I think that's
so yeah.
But there was still no pin,
which just confuses the whole.
Or was there a pin? We could go back. Let's go back a little.
Yeah, let's go back. Let's hit the replay.
Let's hit the replay.
Was there a pin?
Okay, there's Mick going down.
Because Vader was down too. So that puts them both down.
Yeah.
No pin.
No pin.
And then Race gets out the taser.
And then they just start calling, and then Nick Patrick.
So he starts counting.
The NWO Ref Supreme starts fucking just counting to 10. And my guess is that that Patrick's. Yeah, there was no pin.
Yeah. Which is fine. That's how it should be in a street fight.
No, this
That's
makes
his 10th match, but
yeah, this makes sense. If you didn't already establish that you have to have a pin, and then you have to have 43 seconds to get back up, essentially. Like, what happens if they? Oh no, never mind. I'm an idiot.
Who's the man?
You are, Vader. You are.
Who's the champion?
You are.
I lost my belt.
Even though I don't have my belt with me. What's funny is that my daughter's high school basketball coach looks a ton like fucking Vader.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He's fucking sweet. And he's dyslexic. Like, we get text messages from him, we have no idea what he's talking about. And I'm trained in dyslexia.
Too many chair shots, brother.
Or something. I don't know.
During this match, I was thinking,
what?
Is Vader the greatest big man ever?
No, Mick Foley is, because he's bigger than fucking he's bigger than Vader. We already discussed this. I don't know, man. It depends.
There's so many different levels of it, but
then there's different ways that you can categorize it too. Because I mean, I'm going to say no. Greatest big man ever was Andre. He drew more people just based on who he was, what he did.
Yeah.
Younger Andre was incredibly athletic. Like, I'm going to say it's Andre. But Vader's definitely.
I guess you kind of have to give Andre you just kind of have to give Andre, but like after that, Vader, I mean, depending on what you like and your style, like,
yeah,
obviously with me, it's Vader, but.
And that's, yeah, I think Vader will always be in the conversation.
But then you can go like, then there's different styles of big men. You can look at a Kevin Nash or a Sid Vicious or.
Yeah. Or a Big John Studd. Mm-hmm. Or, I think the idea of a big man though is you have to be kind of tubby, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you're kind of tubby, the argument goes to like Terry Gordy, goes to Bam Bam Bigelow, goes to Vader. I think your argument could be even Stan Hansen.
Yeah. Like, I know Yokozuna is a big man, but like I never really consider him when I'm thinking of the
Oh,
best
he
big man.
wrestles, but he wrestles as a big man though. Like, I mean, just kind of slow,
Mhm.
cumbersome, just big, brutal, has 5 moves, and most of them are just strikes or sitting on you,
Mhm.
But I wouldn't consider Yoko a fucking good big man. I wouldn't consider Rikishi a good big man. But I don't know. You got Paul White. He's
Mhm.
definitely a big man because he's a combo of both this and that.
Tall and big.
Yeah, because guys like Nash and Sid, and I would consider Scott Hall to be in that realm. That's a different style of big man.
Yeah.
Like that is they're both physical forces. I don't know how to explain it. Like,
No, I get you. That's kind of why
yeah,
I brought
but
it up for fun. Because
yeah, no, in my opinion, Andre's number one, and Andre could be, and if you categorize both big men on both sides, Andre could be number one.
yeah, he's got the tall and the weight, I guess. You would say.
Oh yeah, no, he's a tubby bastard. Like, but someone like Nash has never been a tubby bastard. Sid's
Right.
was never a tubby bastard.
No.
They were physical specimens. Like, not only were they tall, but they were cut. They looked like what you would imagine what a wrestler would look like, right? That Vince McMahon archetype.
Mm-hmm. Especially Sid, like
Definitely
having
Sid.
that height and just chiseled.
So did fucking Scott Hall though. Scott Hall always had a good body, even when he was fucking just drunk off his fucking ass and lost all his definition. He still had a pretty solid body.
Mm-hmm.
And if you ever look at him, have you ever seen like early Scott Hall back in like the AWA days?
Yeah.
Where he doesn't look
big
like
mustache
with the huge ass mustache, and he's fucking like his chest is like this wide, and like he's just fucking just gigantic. Like, yeah, it just depends, really. And the problem is that like the idea of big men in general is also swayed because like Hulk Hogan should be a big man.
Mm-hmm.
He's fucking motherfucker 6'8". But in the land of giants that Vince created, like 6'2", 6'3", fucking Jake Roberts was a tiny guy.
Right.
Back in the 80s, early 90s.
Then when you started bringing in all the 7-footers, and then you started bringing in the 400+ pound guys.
Yeah. Wait, who's a 400+ pound guy? Yoko?
He went Yoko. He went by a million names. Mabel.
Oh,
Mabel?
yeah, Mabel. Yeah, Mabel, Viscera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just got, or your John Tenta.
Yeah, and Tenta was a huge guy too. Actually, see, but Tenta goes along closer to like the Vader style of things.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's a big guy. He's round. Uncle Fred is in that mix.
Uncle Fred.
Uncle Fred sucks.
Uncle Fred.
Uncle Fred.
All right, Bill.
Huh.
I think this is the time.
The Vader time?
Somewhere for next year. Next week.
Next year. Might be next
year. Bill, I'm going to stay in the theme of spooky season.
Doug, but it'll be Thanksgiving by the time we do this.
No, we'll get one in.
You should do a Survivor series.
God damn it. Okay.
No. Just do spooky season. It's going to take you forever to come up with
spooky season.
something. What?
Do you want to pick the year again? Or do you want me to?
What's the range of years?
Halloween Havoc. 89 to 2000. If not, I got one.
90. Just do the one you got. And I hope it's Mr. JL versus Sabu. It's not. Damn.
Oh, why can't I find mine now? Was it 97?
Might be 97.
Okay. We're going to Halloween Havoc, 1997, October 6th. October 26th,
Oh,
1997.
excuse
Coming
me.
to you from the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Yeah.
Ooh, this would have been a good one. First card is Yuji Nagata versus Ultimo Dragon.
Which what's funny is that during this time, I remember Yuji Nagata coming out and me being like, I don't give a
I don't know
fuck
who the
about
fuck
this.
this is.
Fuck this guy. I don't care what this
Wait.
guy is.
Ghetto was
Yeah,
on the
Ghetto
card?
versus Jericho. Jericho almost died in that match, I think. Like he almost broke his neck.
I'm not giving you the main event because I really don't want to watch
Oh my god.
Rowdy Piper and Hollywood Hogan
That
in a
is
cage match.
so that match up until Halloween Havoc 98's main event was probably one of the worst fucking matches I've ever saw in my life, like live. Not live, but on pay-per-view.
Right.
And then the second one is Warrior versus Hogan, which is oh fuck.
Yeah. I saw that as I was trying to go through Halloween Havocs. I mean, you could go Kurt Hennig and Ric Flair, but I'm going to take you to why I said I think it's this one. It's I think infamous for their like ring attire. We got Rey Mysterio Jr. versus Eddie Guerrero. Title versus mask match for the WCW Cruiserweight Championship.
The greatest Eddie Guerrero match ever made. I've seen this match a ton. I like this match. I watch it.
You can pick another one if you want.
No. I have decided that I fucking have the biggest disdain for Eddie Guerrero ever.
I saw that in our notes, but I forgot to ask why.
I'll get into it
next week.
I will get into it on the next episode of this wrestling assignments that we do, Doug. See?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I fucking hate Eddie Guerrero.
I've seen highlights from this match. Especially a few years ago, I think someone was pulling out that ring attire.
Oh yeah, there's been people that
I don't remember who it was, but
probably Sammy Guevara.
That was the first name that came to my head.
Because he's so crazy. You should have gave me fucking Alex Wright versus Steve McMichael.
I bet that's a barn burner.
That went 6 minutes, 31 seconds. And then you could also gave me Jacqueline versus Disco Inferno, which for some reason went almost 10 minutes.
We're an 18-minute match between Randy Savage and DDP.
That is actually a good match. That's the match that made DDP like a main eventer.
Was it?
Yeah. Yeah, no.
That a Las Vegas sudden death match.
Sudden death match. So okay, no, I'm. It's a good for anyone who hasn't watched it. Definitely give the Mysterio Guerrero match. Do you have a link for it, or do I have to find it? I have to find it.
I'll find a link.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll find a link for it. You can obviously watch it on Peacock if you want, but we're going to try to find you a link in case you don't have Peacock, because we're good people like that. You'll find that on the website. It's allprowrestling.com. Go to the assignments page and you'll see it there once we get it up and running. So, Doug, I'm giving you a choice as well.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
Are you going to tell me the matches? Or are you going to give me like a year? Or
no.
Okay.
I am.
No.
So both are in Japan.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out how I can give this up here. Both are in Japan. One is in 93. The other one is in 95. So you got to choose between 1993 or 1995. Both are different promotions. I'll put it that way.
Ooh, different promotions. I want to say 93, but I feel like we've seen a lot from 93. So let's go 95, Bill.
Okay,
95.
95. I am taking you, Doug, to January 8th, 1995, to Hanjo Satayama, Japan, the Hanjo Civic Gymnasium, where 1,370 people witnessed IWA Japan's New Year's 95 Bound to Break. Main event for this match: no ropes, barbed wire scramble, bunkhouse death match. Mr. Terry Funk versus Cactus Jaka.
That wasn't one we watched recently.
When have we watched that, Doug?
One. I don't know.
It's not IWA King of Deathmatch.
Okay, that was the one we kept watching.
This is
promotion.
Yes, it's the same promotion, IWA Japan.
Okay.
But this one is, in my opinion, a far superior version than the IWA King of Deathmatch.
Okay.
I don't have a link for it yet. However, I will be creating a link for it that everyone will be able to watch.
Gotcha.
So,
you going to tell me what my other option would have been, or are you going to hold on to that?
I'll still hold on to it, but I'll tell you what it was.
Okay.
It was January. Wait, was it January? No, October 14th, 1993, All Japan Pro Wrestling. Kenta Kobashi versus Big Bubba Rogers.
Big Bubba Rogers, really?
Yeah. Big Bubba dressed as fucking Big Boss Man.
There's Kenta.
Kenta Kobashi versus fucking Big Boss Man.
That'd be interesting. Big Boss Man is one of those always surprising. Like, you don't think too highly of him, but then you watch him, you're like, oh, you could go.
Speaking of fucking greatest big men.
Mm-hmm.
Never on the list, but definitely should be. Fucking Big Boss Man. Definitely should be.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, in 93, fucking Big Bubba had a run, son, in All Japan. He was tagging up with Steve Williams for the most part. Let's see, he was tagging up with Steve Williams. He was having matches against Stan Hansen and DiBiase, which DiBiase over there is weird to me. It's not, because he did really well over there, but he had matches against the Holy Demon Army, which was Taue and Kawada. He was there for, let's see, October.
Getting all the big name.
Yeah, he was there for 2 months, but he had a lot of fucking matches during that time.
Was he signed with anyone at that point, or was he just over
No, so it
looks in between?
It looks like so. Well, actually, shit. No, he had 2 stints, or he had 1 giant stint. I'm looking at this all wrong. Oh man, there's a match where it's Super Generation Army, which is Kobashi and Masawa, versus Big Bubba and Stan Hansen.
Oh man.
Oh man.
Oh man.
But to answer your question initially there, Douglas, he got his last match. His last match in WWE was in March of 93, where he wrestled Doink and he won. And then he went and wrestled at USWA, which was Jeff Jarrett's dad's promotion for a grip.
Memphis?
Yeah. And then he went to All Japan and finished All Japan. He finished pretty much did All Japan almost all the way up until 94. Except for he had one WCW match right before 94 where they brought him in and they had him wrestle Rick Rude at Starrcade.
Brought him in for a pay-per-view.
Brought him in for Starrcade, baby.
And then after his All Japan run, did he
then he
was
WCW? Yeah, he was in WCW forever. That's where he was like the boss and guardian angel. Like initially he was the boss and he just wore the bossman stuff, and WWE came back and said, nope, fuck you. And that's where he turned into the guardian angel.
And then he went back to WWE the end of the 90s, didn't he?
Looking at it, he went to 95. He was still in WCW, did a stint in New Japan. Seeing who he wrestled in New Japan, which makes sense because that was just probably a trade situation. A lot of Scott Norton. And he did wrestle Muto. But no, I think he goes to like 98 is when he finally went to WWE. He's in WCW through 97. Yeah, and then his last match in WCW was against Brett Hammer. What is that?
What's a Brett Hammer?
I don't know, but his last match was on a WCW Saturday night against Brett Hammer. And before that, it was he jobbed out to Goldberg.
Makes sense.
He was a WCW. Brett Hammer was also known as Dick Hurts. Oh
no. Both are amazing names.
Oh man.
He sounds like a sweet boy of the week.
Brett Hammer has a total of what I'm seeing of 5 matches.
Jobbing out on Saturday night.
Yeah, so he lost to Ray Traylor on Saturday night, and then he lost to Rick Fuller on WCW Worldwide. Oh man! Oh, but he beats Barry Darso.
Oh, poor Barry.
Oh man! And then he wrestles on April 12th, 1999. He wrestles as the Master Blasters, Master Blaster Blade, and Master Blaster Iron, which the Master Blasters were like Kevin Nash's first tag team in WCW way back in the day.
Huh.
They lost to El Dandy and La Parka.
Oh, hell yeah.
And then there was in 99 in November, Jazz and Spike Dudley beat Dick Hurts and Simon Diamond in ECW.
Simon Diamond?
Yeah, Simon Diamond sucked.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. But yeah, anyway, Brett Hammer, a.k.a. Dick Hurts. 5 matches. At least that's what fucking Cage Match has.
Trained in the power plant, probably.
Yeah, he was a power plant boy.
All right, Bill, should we wrap it up?
Yeah, we should probably get to bed. Let us go to bed, Doug. Send us to bed.
Okay, let's go to bed. Well, everyone, thanks for watching another episode of Wrestling Assignments, presented to you by It's All Pro Wrestling. Be sure to check out our website, itsallprowrestling.com. Go under the Wrestling Assignments tab, and you will find the links to all the matches we've talked about, as well as all the other ones we've done over the years.
Mm-hmm.
And then also we got Twitter at It's All Pro Wrestling, or IA Pro Wrestling for Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all the others. So just Google us. It's All Pro Wrestling. And if you like what you see, want to support us, check out Patreon. Give us a few bucks so we can keep this alive.
alive.
And then you can buy Bill some Zin so he can Zin to win.
Zin to win, baby. Doug does Zin. He loves Zin. He's Zinning right now. He loves it so much.
Oh, it's so good.
How do I turn this off? How did I forget how to turn this off?
Let's keep going.
Oh, there it is.
In 80 countries, in 7 languages, to over 500 million homes each week.
It's a standing podcast.
The worldwide leader in sports entertainment.